What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll be live streaming probably minutes after I release this video. So about 5:30 Central Time here on this channel. We're going to be talking about today's news, but also I've got all this stuff I bought on eBay at the night I had some evil barkeep overserved me. I have not opened any of it. I don't remember what I bought. I thought it would be fun to hang out and go through that stuff. So I hope you stop by. But before that, you know, by the way, I miss a lot of you. I miss us live streaming. It's something I'm looking forward to a lot, you know, as someone who actually likes their viewers, unlike G4TV, who continues to tank. Now, we all know that the debate or the conversation got canceled. And oh, by the way, remember how I said that Froskuren's agent told me that there were all sorts of evil things that were sent to her and that he would send me the proof? Yeah, it never came. I don't think anyone would be surprised by that in the least. But Adam Sessler, probably the most recognizable name at G4TV, was having another meltdown. By the way, also, huge shout out to It's a Gundam. He released a second in a two-part series about the G4TV drama, and I thought it was really, really good. And there were good topics in there that I'd mentioned in this video, but I don't even want to take away from his hard work. I'll just say that I was shocked how many like executives and overhead G4TV has, and just how unlikely it is that they're not completely hemorrhaging cash. It's definitely worth a watch. Far more interesting than iDubbbz's boring video on Sam Hyde. So this, according to Bounding into Comics, as well as Twitter, obviously, G4TV host Adam Sessler goes off on Twitter user who told him to live in a cardboard box. Now, admittedly, here's the thing. I don't think there's anything... You can't tell someone that they aren't allowed to engage with their trolls or to clap back or give back, give as good as they get. It's fine. But once in a while, if it becomes like part of who you are, somebody who can be easily triggered and make yourself look bad, it's not a good look. I would never say that Adam can't, again, clap back against people that make fun of him or say mean things to him. But at a certain point, like, you just got to put the phone down and you've got to move on, because every time he does something like this, more videos get made. And by the way, G4TV lost another 1,000 subscribers today. Why? Because of Adam Sessler opening his mouth and saying something terrible. By the way, they've done nothing but lose subscribers. They lost 2,000 subscribers so far in January. They lost, or they gained 19,000 in December. That's pretty good. So if you look at this, they went from 41,000 gained in November, 19,000 gained in December. So that's 60,000 subscribers, averaging 30K new subs a month, to -2. Think about that trajectory. Even in their worst months in between, they were still averaging 10,000. So to put it frankly, it's far worse than the numbers would actually indicate. When you break them down and you understand that there isn't, you know, in the last... let's say since May of last year, where they gained 38,000, then 30,000, then 14, 50. The worst month they've had in the last year, basically, is 12, 14, 10,000. 10,000 is the worst they've had. So the fact that they lost 2,000 in December, or I'm sorry, they lost 2,000 in January. They're losing, they've already lost another 1,000 in February. It's bigger than that, right? Because they were averaging at minimum 10. So the loss could be 20, 30, 40, 50,000 subs that are no longer interested in subscribing after they've had these various meltdowns. Twitter user FedGoat tweeted to Sessler, writing, "Liberals and Democrats are the disease. Look at the country now. Biden is destroying America, and your hate speech means I will never watch G4. And again, is it like the awesomest, most constructive comment? No. Is it a comment that is meant to entice this exact response? Yeah, probably. But like at some point you've got to realize that you're being lolcowed, and like this is a free video now for YouTube, and they're going to lose another 1,000 subscribers tomorrow because people don't stand for this. I would never be so like vitriolic with somebody simply for disagreeing with me politically. Maybe there was a time in my life where I was that way, but Adam Seltzer's got to be in his 50s. I mean, dude, like, you don't talk like that. And these people forget that while you virtue signal to like your hyper left wing, there are, that's like 20%, 20% of people. The other 80% of people out there are either, somewhere that isn't far left, and vastly outnumber them. And so when you do this garbage and you act like a baby, it turns off way more people than it brings on. Seltzer then responded, Sally has feelings. This is this person's name, at FedGoat Sally. Sally has feelings, like strong snowflake feelings. Who still says snowflake in 2022? Like Tucker Carlson puts his hand up my A and moves my mouth feelings. Oh, interesting. F your feelings, you effing Republican. P word. First of all, again, there's absolutely no indication. It's like when you're so intellectually devoid, when you're like so low IQ, you're forced to compartmentalize all groups of people because you can't understand the sheer basics of nuance. There are far fewer people today in 2022 that would probably actively say that they're a Democrat or they're Republican than maybe ever in my life. Just because somebody says, hey, the libs are doing something stupid, that doesn't mean that they're a Republican. That's such a cope. And like, this is also a guy that says like he's happy, he doesn't attend funerals for his family because F them because of how they voted. Like, that's literally what this dude says. Seltzer's no stranger to going after Republicans and cursing out people on Twitter. Back in January, he tweeted that, just so I can get out of my system, Republicans are stupid, racist, and can drink urine. Wow, thanks. Like, I don't even understand, like, by the way, calling something cancer, isn't that like not woke? Because like, you're disparaging people with actual cancer. As of yesterday, I said that all the Republicans and family can eat S and die while I sip something bubbly. This is why I won't even attend funerals of my Republican relatives in the Midwest. I'll just enjoy an Aperol spritz upon hearing the news of their passing. You have family members who voted the way you didn't like, and you're celebrating their death. Like, this is what lunatics look like. Seltzer's response to this Twitter user comes as Social Blade reports G4TV lost over 6,000 subs in January alone. The channel had a peak of 498,000 subscribers on January 11th, but currently sits at 492. And again, they have not regained any momentum. They're just dying on the vine. Not only are they losing subs, but their daily video views also appear to be dropping. January 12th was a high of 85,000, while January 26th saw that daily view count drop to just 32,000, less than half. Like, I just don't understand. I don't care like how liberal I was at the end of the day, or even how Republican, right? If I ran a company and I had like people flying off the handle being like, liberals are the worst, and and then just like cursing out people on Twitter, they would be gone. Like, whether they want to or not, they represent the company that they work for to some degree. Again, I won't go as far as to say that they shouldn't be allowed to do this, but the fact of the matter is there's a very real consequence for this kind of stuff. And that's exactly what's happening. I mean, this channel, like this whole meltdown killed all the momentum for this channel. It provided them literally nothing. And they have, what, 20, 30 employees? How are you paying 20, 30 employees on 1 million views a month? Are you paying them all profit share? How many of them are salaried? It'd be very interesting to me, by the way, to see how many stories come out of people that work there. I would be willing to suspect that there'll be a bunch of people that come out and talk about how they like weren't paid, and that they the working conditions sucked, and that all the money went to this lunatic Adam Seltzer. By the way, down to 491,000 subscribers. Where's all the... And by the way, side note, are they idiotic? Why do they keep reviewing video games that are 20 years old that no one cares about? Like, at least start reviewing cult classics. At least get interesting content. They're so devoid of ideas that they started ripping off the D&D streams. And even that fell apart. If you look at Twitch, you know, you look at their G4, their Twitch channel is also trending way down. Other than the day that people suspect they view botted last Friday. We'll see what happens this Friday. I'll be really curious tomorrow to see how many people are watching their stream, because they said they had 30,000 watching the first stream, and then it was like 1,500 on the second stream. So we'll see if they get desperate again and end up view botting again, because that would be pretty funny. It's been interesting to catalog the complete failure of this relaunch. It's sad. The soul of G4 existed in at a time in which it could exist. When it was like still like raunchy jokes were mainstream, and you could do stuff like, you know, have Olivia Munn be embracing her attractiveness. It's a different era now, and that stuff just doesn't fly with corporations. The sad thing is if G4 had relaunched with that same original spirit and the same kind of fun wackiness, I think it would have worked. The problem is they've all turned into old, bitter curmudgeons who think that we're supposed to just tune in because it says G4. How's that working out for you? Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon, and hope I'll see you on the live stream.